everybody. Welcome to Taking Control, the ADHD podcast on True Story FM. I'm Pete Wright, and right there is Nikki Kinzer.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Pete Wright.
How are you this fine season 32, episode 1?
Woohoo! Doing great. New season.
Happy New Year. Yes.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. By the time people hear this, it's hardly New Year anymore. But as we're recording this is our first time actually podding together.
Podding, yes.
In the
it's been a few weeks.
It's been some weeks, and we got through the holidays, and now we are we're not behind. No, we're just exhausted.
Exhausted from being exhausted. Yes,
from exhausted, tired from being admired. Anybody? No? Okay, that's a quote. Who's going to get it? We're going to talk all about that today, the emotional state that we are living in after especially big events. Before we dig in, a quick word about, how this show exists. Taking Control is listener supported. And if this show has ever helped you to feel a little less alone or to understand your ADHD with a bit more compassion, you can support the work of the production of this show directly at patreon.com/the ADHD podcast. A few dollars a month helps us to keep the show going and growing, to invest in the community and build what comes next. It also gets you access to fun perks. It gets you access to the Discord community. You get access to the live streams and can watch the show and chime in with us as we are recording. We love that participation, and we love being a part of this fantastic community. As always, you can find us at Take Control ADHD. You can listen to the show, join the mailing list to get a new episode delivered to you each week. And if you want even more connection, you can find us on all of the socials at Take Control ADHD. Easy place to land, ask questions, and talk with people who get it. All right, Nikki, you're not behind. Yes. You're exhausted.
Yes.
It sounds so accusatory. But man.
Well, I think it's I've had a lot of conversations this week as people are getting back into their routine, and we've talked about the expectations of the new year, new you, setting resolutions, and all of this stuff that just feels icky when you have ADHD and when you're feeling behind, like, why do you want to start anything new? And you're tired, especially if you did take some time off. And it doesn't even matter if you took like a week off or even just had the day off, transitions are hard. They're really hard. And I think that we forget that when we are thrown into society's new year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I know. I feel it. I feel it. When I start work and it just feels like everybody's ahead. Even if I never quite embrace that, the negative self-talk of I'm behind, it does feel like I could be on schedule, but everybody else is ahead.
Right.
That might be my glass half full, my best glass half full approach to this is I'm functionally behind, but really everyone else has feels like they have more time.
Or they're
much pressure.
Well rested. Like they are rested for some reason. And so now they're able to like go in. But I think what we forget is that if you had a busy holiday season, your brain is on, 100% plus, right? On fire, because it is such a busy time, and there are so many little things that are happening, and you're on and then you are off, and then maybe you have some turmoil, in there, and a lot of emotions. I mean, it was interesting because when we were talking about the holidays before the holidays with some of my group members, it ended up being more about like grief around the holidays rather than like, let's celebrate. I mean, there's a lot of feelings, right, that are coming up around the holidays that aren't always like joyful. And so I think that when you come off of that, you're feeling like you're behind because your feelings aren't quite where you think they should be, or you're not feeling the way that you think you should be because everybody else is feeling great and optimistic and, maybe you're not feeling, you're feeling behind. You're
Yeah.
feeling like I can't catch up.
Do you know what it is? I feel like starting before the holidays, the holiday season, this particular holiday season for me is full of the battle of the shoulds. That
Yeah.
starts before the holiday break, before I'm taking time off to be with family and do that stuff. It starts when I should be able to get everything done before the end of the year that I told myself I was going to do. And invariably, I don't get it all done. And then the pressure for the personal pressure, feeling of family, kids coming home, like I need to be ready and available for them. So I just drop stuff. I should have done that stuff. I didn't. Now, should I take time out of my holiday to do stuff that I should have done before the shoulds start piling up. And now you start the new year after you come back into a full work schedule and you're like, well, now I'm packed with all the should haves that I could have, but I didn't. And that lends itself to that feeling of immediate exhaustion,
and that's
exasperation.
What it is. It's mental exhaustion, right? So I think that the key message is that you're not failing, you're not behind, you're just tired, and your ADHD brain needs some recovery time.
Yes.
That's what it needs. It needs some recovery time. And, one of the things that we get tricked into thinking is that, we need a new planner. That's what my brain needs. I need a new planner, or I need a new system, or I need I am saying this. I need to organize my house. Well, I say that because I'm doing a declutter challenge in the month of January. So I'm all for decluttering the house in January. But I think that, we trick ourselves into thinking I need something new. I need something different. But really what your brain needs right now is to recover. And I think that this is key too, is that you can rest even after taking vacation, right? Like you still need to, you don't want to just go from 0 to 100. Like we still need to have those times of rest, because when you come back to work, for example, let's say you came back to work on Monday, January 5th. That's when a lot of people came back. Then you feel like, okay, well, I got to make the most out of this day. I can't have a relaxing evening unless I have like the most productive day. But rest isn't earned by productivity. You need to have rest. You need to have recovery time. So if you started going in on Monday, started tackling your email, we need to have some recovery time in between the email and the next task.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's got to be some more buffer time, and it's not something that you have to earn. And so I think we have to remember that our brains need that. And we, the more we can lean into that, then we're not leaning into the high expectations and the shoulds, and maybe be a little more self-compassionate.
Yeah.
Which we're going to talk a lot about.
So a couple of things.
Yeah.
First of all, can I tell you, the way this works in my head, it's a thing that I've been calling. I don't know if I've called it in the show, but I call it the dopamine fallacy for me, which is that thing where you think, oh, I'm exhausted, or you don't know you're exhausted, but that exhaustion makes you feel behind. So you start a new thing, right? You start a new task manager, you start a new calendar, you start something new because you think that the dopamine is telling you, oh, if that will give me energy to get through the next phase and get in control of stuff. And that's the fallacy part. And it doesn't. It just makes you more exhausted because you have to migrate your life to a new system. As somebody who has lived that life many times over, I can say with great pride that I did not start a new system this holiday season. I didn't touch it. I didn't start a new thing. And as a result, I think now that we're talking about it, I'm actually a little less exhausted because I came back to systems that I know, that I can trust, that I didn't start a new calendar because the calendar I have is just fine. I think I can come up with a framework that is more sober.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm not dopamine drunk.
Yeah, absolutely.
On new shiny
like
stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So going into this, I think it's important that we talk about reset. We talk about, what that recovery time looks like, and not focus on the reinvention, like you're saying. Like we don't need to do that. Like we can put that aside. That's not the time this is not the time for that. One of the things that really resonated with one of my GPS members is I had asked the group, what is one anchor routine that they want to reestablish in right now? So what is something that you used to do that somehow got off track because maybe it's just been in the last couple weeks because of the holidays, but maybe it's been off track for a while, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but you know that it's not anything new. You know that it's something that has worked before. And I think that that's key, is that what we're doing is we're putting attention back to one thing that we know helps us. And for me, what screamed out was I drank considerably less water during the holidays.
Mm.
And I think that because the work gives me some structure around drinking water, because it's easy to, fill the bottle and have it with me throughout the day. But when you're not working, I didn't have the water. And so I drank a lot less. So for me, that was like, okay, this is something that I can pay attention to. It's not anything new, and it's not going to be incredibly hard to do, right? I just have to focus on it. I just have to put attention to it. So I'm curious, like, what would be your anchor routine that you would want to reestablish during this time, Pete?
I weirdly, it's the same thing. It's hydration. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Because when I'm not at my desk, I lose the water bottle. I don't have it handy, and so that would be the first. But I don't want to steal yours. I think
You
the
can
anchor.
steal mine. I think that's
No,
great.
I know we need multiples. I really like my anchor routine is my end of day routine, my 4:00 routine that has me look at what I did today and plan for tomorrow. And when I lose that, I lose weeks of function, right? Because I'm constantly just looking at the next 30 minutes and I'm not able to think ahead. I'm not able to completely finish the stuff I agree to do on Monday by Friday. But when I have that anchor routine, that 4:00 afternoon, like here's what I miss that even during the holidays. I don't sit down. I don't open my phone at 4:00 and just look at, because everything's so squishy, like
I
everything's.
didn't even know what day it was, like,
Yeah. Well,
half the
yeah,
time.
that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
So
for
it's
sure.
probably that, but that feels so productive. Is that what you're talking about? Anchor routines?
It
Does
doesn't
that work?
have to be productive. I mean, I think I see what you're saying. Um, it's just something that helps you, whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is. Like, I don't want to say that it doesn't have to be productive, and I don't want to say that it has to be. I think it's
Yeah.
whatever anchors you that
Yeah.
that you want. And it's only one thing, because we don't want to go into this whole, oh, I want to drink so many, liters of
Yeah.
water per day. I'm
Right.
just going to focus on drinking more water during the
Yeah.
day.
I just
Like,
have
I'm
it.
not putting any like huge, criteria around it. And that's where I would want, and I think what I want the audience to also think about, what would be your one anchor routine that you could focus on this week? Because
Yeah.
what this does is it keeps us moving forward, but it doesn't shame us into thinking that we need to do something new.
Yeah.
It doesn't put the pressure that we have to be something that we're not already. We are doing something that we know helps us and
Yeah.
supports us, that
Okay.
we've
Okay.
already done.
I got another one.
Oh, good.
When we're not in vacation mode, I go to sleep. Usually I go to sleep on my wife's schedule because she gets up very early in the morning. And so we are in bed at like 9:15 and we're reading or and we sleep with purpose, right? We go to sleep
Mm-hmm.
intentionally on time to get enough sleep and to do and generally feel better. And that was totally broken over the
Yeah.
break, over travel, over sleeping in Airbnb beds, whatever. Like it just wasn't good. And and that takes, as somebody who's had long trouble with sleep, when I fall out of that anchor routine, it's hard to get back into it. It's really, really
Absolutely.
hard to for my energetic roller coaster to kind of fall in line with a better sleep schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one that I'm really aware of right now. So sleep,
And then we
hydration. Yeah.
Small little step to get back into that
Yeah.
sleep routine, right? Whatever that may be. So it's not necessarily even saying I'm going to go to bed at 9:15 every night, but can you like set an alarm? Would that help you to just remind you that it's
Yeah.
getting close to time, or,
Oh, yeah.
whatever it might be, just to kind of trigger that
Yeah.
action again,
And
that set of
I do
routine or
have
actions. Yeah.
I wear the Apple Watch, and it does
Mm-hmm.
have the wind down routine. So I have it's all set because I tell it, here's when I'd like to go to sleep in order to get this much sleep. So it starts alerting me. It says, hey, you're about to start winding down. You should, start
Mm-hmm.
thinking about that. And it doesn't give a whole lot of detail. I give it more detail, but the alert just says your bedtime is coming up.
Right.
What I'm saying is, yeah, you should put your devices away. You should finish doing the dishes. You should,
Mhm.
go
Start
upstairs,
winding
brush your
down.
teeth. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good
All
one.
right. So that's one. And then the rest of our conversation is going to be centered around one thing, which is so important. And it's probably not going to be a huge surprise to anyone. But we want to talk about compassionate framing. What are you saying to yourself about yourself during this time? And we've got to watch our language, because
Mhm.
I've heard some really rotten things that people are saying about themselves, right? I'm so behind. I should be doing that. I should have done that. I've completely fallen off track, whatever it is. And so we've all said those things. And the hidden kind of underneath this belief is that I should be doing better. I should already be doing this. Why am I not enough right now? What we want to do is start reframing that you're realigning, you're recovering. This acknowledges what you're going through without judgment, right? You're not failing. You are recovering from a period of change, a period of overstimulation, and major expectation overload.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so we really want to start reframing how we're talking to ourselves, and put things in more of a compassionate framing. And I want to remind people why this is so important when you have ADHD, because you are spending an enormous amount of energy performing through the holiday chaos. And I say performing because
Yeah.
as an introvert, I was performing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like, this is not easy. Even though I love my family and friends and I love spending time with them, it's still performing. And, you have to take into consideration the emotional regulation, the decision making, the social connections, the sensory load, all of those things are happening. And then now there's this crash.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed
That's
to
right.
go back to normal. And I'm supposed to go back to these routines. And it's not a lack of motivation. It's your nervous system that's asking you to give it some repair time. And so
Yeah.
that's why it is so important that we reframe this and we understand why it's happening. January does not have to be a new year, new you. You are great just the way you are.
Yeah.
Right? You've already been working on things. Continue working on those things like you were saying before. You don't
Mhm.
need a new system. You don't need a new calendar. The calendar's working. Okay,
Mhm.
great. Let's just keep it. Like you're doing good already. So this compassionate reframe is also saying that your value doesn't increase because you bought a new planner or you are going to the gym.
Mhm.
Right? You're already enough. It's also not pretending that everything is fine. Or it's giving you more permission to be where you are without that shame. And so you're giving yourself that understanding. So I have a couple other examples just so people can kind of put this into frame, like how they
Yeah.
could maybe say it to
Please.
themselves. So I should have started something sooner. That's a pretty common thing, right?
For sure.
Like,
Yep.
for ADHD. What if you said, I'm starting when I'm ready? And now this may not necessarily be for like a work project, for example. Like that's a
Yeah.
whole another kind of topic that we probably have to talk about at some point. But if you say I should have started something sooner, like a movement thing, I want to move more. I should have
Mhm.
started this sooner. Well, for what if you put compassion around that and for whatever reason you weren't ready at that time. Maybe you were physically tired. Maybe you were mentally tired. Maybe you didn't have everything you needed, or you weren't really ready to start. But now you're starting to feel better, and it's like kind of those steps of change, when we're looking at like when you're ready to actually change from the
Yeah.
idea to when you're ready to take action. So caring for it. And I keep putting my hands, I know people can't see this, but I keep kind of putting my hands together, like you're carrying it with love. You're carrying it with compassion. I've wasted so much time. Well, what if you said I was recovering energy that I now can get to use?
Yeah.
Didn't have the energy then, but I do now.
Right.
So I didn't waste time. I rested. I did what I needed to do. You don't buy it.
That's lovely.
What is that?
What are you talking about?
Well, no, your face was like, oh,
no,
I don't know.
No, I'm not at all. I'm on board. I think that's a really good thing, because that's exactly what I'm smiling at is that this language is not, it's not about like just telling yourself something new. It's about telling the truth. Right.
Right.
And I think when you're ready for change, you realize that when you hear those words, that you hear the truth and you know it as truth. And that's a big deal, right? Because I've wasted so much time is not truth. That's the thing that our lizard brain tells us, but it's not truth. The truth is we're very complex, and we were recovering energy that we now get to use better, more efficiently.
And that goes into like, I need to try harder, right? That's my third example.
Yeah.
Last example is I need to try harder. It's not about trying harder. Maybe it's about trying differently. Hard work isn't the issue. We all are working really, really hard. Right. And so that's not the issue, but maybe the strategy is, maybe the expectations are too high. Maybe what, you think you can get done is not the right expectation. We need to lower that a little bit, or whatever it might be. Like, it's the strategy that we need to focus on. It's not about you working more or working harder. And so that is also, I think, honoring that when you have your energy and when you're able to do these things and not trying to push yourself. So yeah, I think that, the main lesson or kind of takeaway is that, how are we talking to ourselves? Can we do this in a way that's more compassionate and really understand why your ADHD brain needs this recovery time?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that most of the people that are listening to this understand what we're saying. I don't feel rejuvenated necessarily, right? Like like we were talking about, I feel behind. So can we switch that?
That's why one of the most common refrains after vacation is, I need a vacation.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
I need a break where I'm, where I can actually feel like I can accomplish recovery of this debt. Right?
Yes.
There's an energetic debt that I'm trying to get back on top of. I borrowed energy to get through a complicated time, a complicated season, and my nervous system is now begging to be paid back. And
absolutely,
that's okay. That's okay. But again, we have to say that as a truth for ourselves, and not the shame should spiral that I think we're used to.
And to help our listeners with compassionate reframing, we have created a new free resource. It's called Compassionate Reframing for the ADHD Brain.
Hallelujah.
What's that?
I said, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It was not something to stop for, but now that we've done it, hallelujah.
Hallelujah, Pete Wright says. There you go. So what this is for is, we want you to learn how to quiet that self-criticism, build that self-understanding, take what we've talked about today, and we hope that it helps you with your own practical reframes for your common ADHD challenges. And there's a couple of exercises there to help you do that as well. So you can download it, print it, keep it on your phone as a quick reset anytime a negative self-talk takes over. So we definitely want you to come back to it time and time again, no matter what. Doesn't have to be during January. Right.
I haven't seen it. Is it finished? Is it ready?
Yeah, I mean, it is, but we need you to do some things and I need Melissa to do some things. So.
Okay. So when we've done our things, I just want to make sure that people know that if you are a member, you'll get it early because,
yes.
It'll go out.
After we do our things.
For members, we're going to do some things and then you'll be able to get it early. So
and then it'll be in the show notes.
Yes. The show notes, which we do have.
Yes. We have show notes.
I'm going to start including more Easter eggs in the show notes. Like people are going to want to go to those show notes.
Yeah.
I used to. Do you remember? I think I used to have more fun with the show notes.
Probably. I'm sure because you're pretty creative with your writing. So I'm not surprised. But yeah, we want you guys to practice this because it's easy to think about it and, oh, yeah, I'll do that. But then not do anything with it. So hopefully put this in your toolbox, your ADHD toolbox.
For sure. Which starts at the show notes. Your toolbox starts at the show notes.
Where Pete's going to put everybody. Easter eggs.
Thank you so much for hanging out and listening to us. As always, we appreciate your time and your attention. Don't forget, if you've got something to contribute to this conversation, we're heading over to the Show Talk channel in our Discord server, and you can join us right there by becoming a supporting member at the deluxe level or better. Patreon.com/the ADHD podcast. On behalf of Nikki Kinzer, I'm Pete Wright, and we'll see you right back here next week on Taking Control, the ADHD podcast.